Hey folks, welcome back to Around the Yard. Today we're in the pole shed. It's a little chilly here in Minnesota, probably in the low 30s. I can see my breath here this morning, so I know it's cold. We also got a little bit of wind. So rather than freeze outside and make it uncomfortable, we're just coming in the pole shed. Not heated in here, but at least we're out of the wind. I've got 2 firewood totes in here. This is the wood that Dad and I split up in the last couple videos, so it's been sitting outside curing for about a week. I did take the liberty of kind of sorting a little bit out of the back tote there, and we've got pieces from the box wedge in here that are the big squares. These couple here are the middle pieces out of the 12-way. We're just going to take a tape to some of these and show you what we wind up with. So a lot of you guys were asking in the previous videos how big those pieces really are. We're going to take a smattering. You can see the 4x4s are pretty consistent. Some of these bigger pieces, they are bigger than the 4x4s. We'll bring the camera in close so you guys can see that, and we'll measure some stuff. And then we're going to do a little bagging because the firewood stand sold out here last night. I put 6 bags in there this weekend, and 4 went on one night, I think on Monday or Tuesday. And then the last 2 went last night. So we're empty this morning. We got a nice 4-day weekend, hopefully lots of family in town. So we're gonna load up the snow bucket with as many bags as I can fit in there, and we'll just keep running them out there as needed. So anyhow, stick around. I'll bring you in close. We'll take a look at some of this. And okie dokie. You guys are getting a tour of the shop today too. All right, so hopefully I got this in tight enough. This is coming out of the box wedge. This is out of the middle of that 12-way, as is this piece here. So I think I did a pretty good job describing it in other videos where the center of that 12-way is actually bigger than the pieces coming out of that box wedge. So here's the box wedge. So we got 3 3/4 by 3.5. That's box wedge. Now this is center of the 12-way. We got about 3 5/8, 3 5/8, 3 3/4, and then this has got kind of 2 different heights to it, right? It's a trapezoid. So on the low side here, we're 3.5. So 3 5/8 by 3.5. Now we got this triangle on this side, and we're 5.5. So this is a pretty hefty piece of wood. You know, it's gonna stack nice in your fireplace. You can get several in there, but you got basically an extra triangle of wood here. So, you know, there's my fingers wrapped around, and you got that extra triangle. So kind of an all-nighter type of firewood, but that works. Some people like that. Here's another piece out of the middle. Let's put that around here. Give you guys a good idea. So again, we're 3.5 wide by about 4 high, and I'll say 5 3/4, almost 6. So it just depends on how those pieces go through that 12-way. My guess is it's kind of a 3.5 by 3.5 by 6 with that triangle on there. Let's measure a couple more of these box wedge pieces. So we got that one. There's another one. So that's 3.5, and then we get another 3.5. So 3.5, 3.5 is what you're gonna get out of that. That's really, really similar to a 4x4. Actually, here, I got a 4x4 laying here. Hang on. All right, didn't find a 4x4, but took a piece of 2x4, marked it square. So this is basically the end of a 4x4, right? So you're legitimately making, you know, to that green line, that's a 4x4 dimensional. They cover up nicely. So when I say we're making 4x4s, that's what we're doing. Box wedge, 4x4s, 3.5 by 3.5. 12-way, you're getting 3.5 by 6. Some of these other pieces in here, you know, it just depends on how gnarly your wood is, right? That's pretty straight grained over here, but you can see kind of the wave of where the knot is on the back side. That's where the branch is coming off. That makes for not ideal box wedge material, but that's 3 by 3, and then it flares out because of this knot. We got almost 4 really by 2 3/4. So then this is either 12-way or the edge of the box wedge. So 1 3/4 with the bark 2.5. You know, here's another. That's probably coming off the box wedge is a little too straight, but this is probably the outside edge. So this is a solid 4 by 4.5. That didn't go through the 12-way. That went around the outside of the box wedge. So these get forced through the middle of the box. This is what's left on the outside. So there isn't another bar on the outside of the box wedge. There's 4 center pieces and then the outside edge. You know, there's 1.5 inch, there's triangles, there's 1 3/4, 2 inch, 3 by 2 3/4, 3 inch by 2 inch. You know, that's coming off a lot of the 12-way. Well, basically from here down is 12-way. So you do get a lot of nice pieces, but you end up with several of these guys. And if you don't take and resplit these through the middle, break them in half again, you wind up with this kind of stuff. This is great for my wood furnace and your fireplace, but it's not great for a backyard bonfire. Last thing we'll talk about here, this stuff was all split, well, basically last weekend, 4 or 5 days ago, tops. Got the top-tes moisture meter. I don't remember if this one's from Old Guy Firewood or not, but got a nice color display. For my area, I use the B mode. That's ash, oak, maple, all the stuff we have around here. So I keep it on B here. I'm gonna go into the ends. Actually, bring you in close here. Well, that just registers low. There's 11.6, 11.5. So that's ready to burn and has been. There's 12.5. Ooh, there's a wetter one. 14, 13.9, 14.1, 14.5. Again, anything less than 20 is usually pretty good. At least that's what I try and sell my customers. Hang on, let's try and get you guys down here to look at some of these littler pieces. That's 9.9. Here's a thin one. 11, 12. 12.1 off the end. 12.4, 13.3. I mean, it's ready to go. There we go. Most of the ash here was laying dead in the wood yard for the better part of a year now, at least. Not quite as tinny as I'd like, but it's, that's pretty good. So anyhow, we're gonna get bagging here. So guys, I didn't hit record. Shoot. So here's the two bundles we just got done making. Dang. Well, here, you guys tell me. We'll do this again. The bundle on the right is box wedge. The bundle on the left is 12-way. For the most part. This one hang on. Bring you guys in close. All right. This is your box wedge bundle. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces off the box wedge. We've got a triangle, a feather, another triangle, and like a 1x2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of wood. Trust me, it filled that 1 cubic foot box. So we got a solid cube here. This is more stuff off of the 12-way. It's a little different shape. A lot more triangles that come off the 12-way. Still fills that 1 cubic foot, but everything's irregular. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pieces. Which would you guys rather? There's a couple big ones in here. There's a lot of medium-sized stuff, probably 6 or 7. And then, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I would say, medium-sized. 2 big pieces. And then, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 littler pieces. So, which bundle would you guys rather have? Big stuff? Build a log cabin fire. You got 4 plus 2. Really get that nice solid base going. Then you got a couple feathers to make a teepee in the middle. Or you have more of a traditional, probably teepee method with this one, and a couple bigger pieces of fuel to keep it going. What do you guys think? So there's your 2 bundles. Got about 14 pieces in this, about 10 in there. Both are 1 cubic foot, or as close as I can make it. Which is the better bundle? Let me know in the comments down below. The other thing, guys, let me know down in the comments down below if you guys want one of these easy baggers. I think I still got a line on them, but yeah, let me know. Not affiliated. Maybe it could be someday though. I really like this. This was not a lot of cost and does a really nice job. I like that it's a working height. I like that I can load it on this side, and if I have a helper, they can be flipping and tying, and I can be still loading. So it's a really nice 2-person firewood bagger. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll go. Just gotta find the angle. Yeah, that'll go later. 9. Stuff a couple feathers down the side here. That one doesn't count. One more in there maybe. That's gonna hurt later. All right, we got 10, 11 pieces in here. Hey, there we go, it went. All right, gather it all up, tip it, And then I kind of hold the bottom of the bag until I'm ready to let it go. Let it go all at once. And so far, I don't get bags back, so I've just been tying them in a knot. But sweet. All right. First blood there. Big piece, couple little pieces, and a medium sized, couple feathers. Again, guys, I like throwing those into bundles. I don't know. Some people probably think I'm crazy, but that's just gonna light up better. It's gonna make a happier customer, I think, because they're gonna be able to start their fire. They know the first thing about starting a fire, they're gonna need tinder and kindling. To me, that'll be about the most frustrating part of getting home and not having any of either to get the fire going. You thought that, oh yeah, I got everything I need here, and then oops, you don't. That's an ugly piece. We're not gonna throw that in. That's why that's back there. Oops. It's not ideal. Let's move that. Here we go. This will work. The other thing I try and do is if it's got bark that's ready to come off, I try and get that off. So, nobody wants to burn an excess amount of bark. There we go. That one will work. Good enough. It's wedged in there tight. Let's see if it even comes up. Alright, she's gonna slide. Keep looking for the dog. She's wandering around today. She was being a distraction, so I told her to vacate the shed here. She's always looking for rodents or anything moving. So that's just mulch. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's 50% bark, at least. There. That bark is bigger than that piece, but again, I like including those. They fit in that tube nice. The other thing I like about the box wedge is a lot of the splits that come off of it are bark free. I've had that happen a couple of times here in Minnesota, guys, where I got a couple of customers that, for one reason or another, do not want ash. I try to tell them, you know, it burns the same way as the other stuff, as oak or Maple is the other kind of predominant wood that I get, although it's just silver maple. It's not hard maple. So you know, it burns the same. They don't want anything to do with it, which is fine. But I sure like the ash. I don't know. Once the bark's off, you can't tell. You can if you know what you're looking for, but some of these people, they don't know. They just want good dry wood that burns. Emmy, you back in here? Hey, puppy. You're not getting in anything, are you? You don't have any new scars? No new scars. That's the one thing about this dog, folks. She gets hurt, she doesn't bark, she doesn't make a noise. She just wanders over to you and wants you to look at her. Which is kind of funny, but that's what she does. So she's gotten hurt around here a couple of times, caught herself on something, and got some pretty good owies to show for it. Pretty good scars, actually. So she's tough, but yeah, doesn't make a sound. Just wants you to notice her. Kind of a funny deal. So we'll get a couple of feathers in here. Again, if I didn't throw these in here, I'd have to burn them or do something with them. Not the end of the world to burn them or bury them. Some people got to enjoy that. I don't know. This is probably about as big as I go putting in for bundle wood. The only reason I'm putting that in there is because it's kind of flat. Figure somebody's got a little hatchet at home or whatever, they can chop that up, or it's one decent sized piece of fuel for their fire. You know, I put in a couple feathers and whatnot to help kind of get the thing going, so it should be in pretty good shape for kindling to get that bigger piece to go. All about providing value here. Don't anybody say I shorted them. I didn't get enough wood. Alright guys, you probably don't want to watch me do this all day, so tie this one off. Alright, we got 6 bags in the bucket. Got a little ways to go. Probably get about 15, 16 bags in here, so we'll see. All right.